So how do these conditions of employment really affect the classroom? Well, I'm going to share with you some examples that I've witnessed myself over the last couple of months. One of them is the school schedule. At a recent meeting, the principal came in and they presented the schedule for the next school year. There's actually 3 schedules to look at. There was the minimum day schedule, the regular day schedule, and the final exam schedules for midterms and at the end of the school year. And basically he presented that to the teachers and asked them to vote on that for a yes or no for all 3. So when administration left the room, the teachers discussed it, and they really wanted to change a couple things before they voted. For one, they didn't want to vote on all 3 at one time, because what if they liked the regular day schedule but they didn't like the final exam schedule? So they actually said, first we want to split the 3 schedules up and have 3 different votes. Vote on Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C. Then they said, besides that, we want them to be labeled, and what they are labeled is the only thing you can use them for. Because what had happened in the previous school year, actually the current school year that we're in, was the final exam schedule was also used not only for final exams, but it was used for SBAC testing. And usually final schedules is 2 or 3 days, and SBAC testing was 3 weeks. And so the teacher said, if they want to use the block scheduling for SBAC, they need to label it that way so we know what to expect, and we can vote on that as a yes or no. So they sent that back to administration. Administration changed a couple things and they sent it back, and the voting process occurred. So that's how the condition works just for the school schedule for the upcoming year. Also, there's preparation time. I was asking one teacher, I was like, so when's your conference period? And she's like, oh, those are fighting words. And I asked, what do you mean? And she goes, well, it used to be called my conference period. However, it's now called my prep period. And the difference is that our union went to go bargain and negotiate years ago, because when it was called the conference period, if administration wanted to set up a meeting with a parent over a student, they could schedule it during your conference period and you were required to attend during that time. However, now that it's been changed to prep time, if the school administration wants to set up a meeting during your prep time with a parent, they have to ask if you can attend and are willing to do that during your prep time, and you have the right to refuse. And so that terminology made a big difference, and the union negotiated for that. Another thing that unions will negotiate for is employee protection. So for instance, in LA Unified School District, if there is a chance that they may not be able to keep you at that school or even in the school district, they have to give you a pink slip as a warning by March 15th. It's required in their contract that they have to do that. If you do not receive that documentation by March 15th, then you know that you will have a job next year at the same school, and the position should be a similar one than you are holding right now. Another area that unions can bargain for is assignment and grade levels. I had this friend, she taught elementary school, and when she got hired, they asked her to teach kindergarten. She was thrilled. She loved teaching kindergarten. So she did that the first year. Then the second year, they assigned her to 5th grade. Then her 3rd year, they assigned her to 3rd grade, then 2nd, then 4th. She was very frustrated because as an elementary teacher, there are books that you buy, there's bulletin board equipment that you buy, there's so many different supplies that a teacher buys themselves. And the different materials you have for teaching kindergarten is so much different than for teaching 5th grade. And so she didn't mind that they had to do some switching, but to go from this grade to this grade to this grade and keep switching every year was very frustrating, very costly. And she eventually quit that school district. So there are unions that will bargain for you to be assigned to grade level, especially if you're elementary teacher. So you may be hired as a kindergarten teacher, but they can assign you K through 2nd grade. Or they may hire you as a 4th grade teacher, but they can assign you 3rd through 5th. So it gives them flexibility, but at the same time, it limits them so they don't bounce you around everywhere. The final area that I'm going to talk about, there's so many more, but I only have 10 minutes. So the final area I'm going to talk about is salary. So they do negotiate with salary, and it has been found that schools that do have unions usually pay anywhere from 5 to 12% more than schools who do not have unions. But bigger than that, they found out was the fringe benefits. So if you work at a school that does have a union, usually your benefits are much better. Whether it's health insurance, life insurance, dental, or vision, different things they take into consideration. But usually at a school with a union, you will have much better benefits than a school without.